get on it. It's your time.
Give me the mic.
Welcome to another episode of Two DJs and a Mic.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? What's up? What's up?
What's up, traveling man? Once again, Jeff is on the move like Storm Jordan. So he's remote.
The flight jock, baby. Yeah, that's me.
Flight jock.
The driving jock or the car jock today, whatever you want to call it.
Yes. We want to thank you guys as always joining us, on this weekly show of ours. Dealing with some of the topics that other people may not talk about. And just trying to make the industry better.
Yes, sir.
Just trying to make the industry better. So
that's all we trying to do, Mike. That's all we trying to do, man.
Yeah, that's it, bro. So with that being said, we have another great installment.
Yes, another great install.
Yes. So we hope you guys enjoy and have fun as we go on this trip. So tonight is another one of those situations where we're dealing with some topics.
Yeah.
Some hot topics. Can you hear me, Jeff? Are you all right?
I can hear you fine, man. I'm just listening to you go in, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm ready because I just came from somewhere, so it's gonna be perfect for what we're going into right now. So go right ahead.
All right. So with that said, we're gonna tackle some of these, difficult topics. So, I already got it up there. It's right up there.
Yeah, you do. It's been up there the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that. So, I want to ask you this, Jeff. And of course, I'm going to give you my answer to this. Why can't you be a pilot without training? And when I say pilot, you can't go fly somebody's plane without training, but you can call yourself a DJ without training.
Wow. Oh, man, because if you have the money, you can go buy the equipment and call yourself a DJ and not have any formal training because it's not required. There's no certification or no requirement in this industry for us to do what we do.
Yeah.
So And it's funny that this is a topic for today because I would give big shout out to Shamika Sweat for Shamika Sweat and Company. She invited me and my wife to speak to her students today. And guess what kind of class it was? It was a certification class. So we spoke to a wedding planner certification class. So they go through a 12-week course to be certified as wedding planners through Collin County College. So they're getting certified to do something. And it was just interesting that this topic came up today when that's where we just came from speaking at that class. That's why I'm DJ on the run, because that's where I was at the school speaking, thinking we were going to get out of there in time enough. But, they had some great questions, so it went a while. But I always ask that same question too, Mike, and this is one of my soapboxes, but I don't know how. I mean, I don't know. It's like we need regulation, but how do you regulate it? That would be the main question. How can we regulate it? Or what can we require people to know, have, or be trained on in order for them to get a certification?
Yeah, and that's a good question. And for me, it's sad when the individuals themselves would rather not do what it takes to be proficient or be good at what they had, what they've decided that they want to do in life. So,
Mm-hmm.
so if you decide that you want to ride horses, or be a jock, why wouldn't you want to work at that and be the best jock that you can be? Why wouldn't you want to get trained and be, really good at what you say you want to be versus, just giving yourself a label that you haven't did anything to deserve?
Well, like I said, because there's no industry requirements. I mean, anybody can buy a laptop, download Serato, virtual DJ, get some speakers, uh, table and a tablecloth, and go DJ. So I know you caught that and thought that was funny, but yeah. But that's pretty much what it is, man. And I mean, we all started somewhere. Not like we all. Me and you
No,
started somewhere. Yeah,
yeah,
we are.
yeah. I,
So.
I, I didn't have no formal, uh, I didn't have any formal training. And I'll
Hmm.
be the first to say that. But I will tell you this, I worked my tail off to learn how to do what a DJ is supposed to do. And I continue to work my tail off.
I
You
know
know,
because you're taking some
yeah,
classes right now.
yes, I'm taking classes right now to become better at something that I haven't had the opportunity to get better at. I want
Hmm.
to be better in scratching and learning different things. So I paid someone to teach me. Have no
Yeah.
problem with that. But
Yeah.
that's one of the things that you do when you want to be better at something. You invest
Abs-
in yourself.
Absolutely. And a perfect example is that for me is as soon as I went to my first DJ conference. I was like, oh my God, why haven't I been going to this or doing something to better myself? Not just in DJ skills, but in your business skills, your website, everything. There's so many aspects to this because I heard the ladies in class today was talking about projects. They have to create a blog. They have to have a website done. They have so many things they have to do before they can pass the certification class. And I mean, it's not all at one time, but we need something to have a measurement to say that, perhaps I'm qualified, that I've been through training to legally do this or to be able to do this on a certain level. So it's a lot of stuff, websites, social media. It's so many things to it now that it's crazy, but it's like I say, the first time I went to Mobile Beat, I was like, man, if I knew about this 20 years ago, heck, I'd have been going, every year because I don't know. It's just I seek to get better, and I just think some people don't. They're complacent or they get complacent, and you don't seek to get better. You gotta want to be better. You gotta always want to be learning because if you're not learning, you're gonna get left behind.
Every time, every time.
Yeah, or replaced.
And I'm glad you said that because it just kind of subways into this next
Yeah,
question.
uh-huh.
So, why is practicing so important in anything that we do in life?
To get proficient in it, man. Because I remember when I was an Air Force recruiter and they told us, here's a trick to make phone calls easier. I mean, I used to have to practice in the mirror, talking to myself, smiling at myself in the mirror. Or they would even tell you when you're talking to a client, have a mirror sitting in front of you or a recruit, so you can see your reaction in and smile at that yourself in the mirror, just so you can be genuine and it's just little things to make you better. I mean, I want to take an MC course. I keep saying I'm gonna go do one, but I want to take Mike Walters or Pharrell's course on emceeing. I want to get much better at it. I want to be confident. I want to control a room. So it's things you practice at. You sit down and just play around with it. Just whatever it is in the skill set that you feel like you need to get better at. There's little things that I know I want to get better. I'm not perfect at anything. I try to practice my whole, everything I do. Even if I'm just playing around, talking to somebody, I'm probably thinking, okay, I could use that or I could do that or that was great. So I need to work on that. But go ahead, man. I could talk about this all day.
Oh, you good? I just think, like yourself, without practice, how could we ever be good at anything? You know, it's I like to use sports as examples.
Hmm.
Well, just think about it. When guys don't practice, they don't play,
No, you
and
can
they'll
fake
tell
it.
you,
You can fake it until you make it, but eventually somebody gonna
hmm
find out you're faking it. But
yeah,
like I say, you just have to know what your weaknesses are. You have to grind in and work on those. So I don't really know how many tools we have to have as a DJ, but you need to have your tool chest or your toolbox full of every skill because you never know which one you might have to lean on one night. You might have to, I mean, I might have to talk myself through this night. I may have to, they might just want to party. I might need to be able to just mix through this night or whatever the case may be. I might, whatever it is, you just need to, have your tool set, everything involved in this business. And that's something we need to sit back and think about, Mike. What would be the certifications, or what would you need for somebody to be certified on, or what would we say that would classify them to have the D and the J?
yeah, that's a good thing. We need to do a panel
Because there are some
when it comes to that.
certifications, but I think it's them just getting 5 references, and you can get your uncle, your auntie, and your cousin to verify 5 references and say you can
Hmm
DJ. I had thought about it one time, go out, have just random guys or DJ, people we hire for certification, go sit out at your particular wedding and see what you do, and then give you, a rating of, whatever you did, and say this guy is great at it. But I don't know. It's so hard. It's hard to regulate. There's no real. I guess if you got the basics, then I don't know, but that's a deep topic, man, and I really don't know how you put it in a can and wrap it up and make it into something.
Well, it is deep, and I think a lot of it falls back on the individual. Unfortunately, we have those of us that are out there that we don't want to put in the work. We take on the microwave mentality. I want instant gratification with no work. So we don't put in the work, but we want the title. We want to be respected as as certain things in life, but we just refuse to put in the work. And
Yeah,
it just behooves me that you can feel a certain way or feel like someone should treat you like something that you have not worked to be.
yeah,
And the only way you can be good at anything, even when it comes to being a fool, you got to practice on foolery. You got to practice being a fool, Jeff. You just
boy,
can't.
boy, 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 you wow.
uh, if I'm lying, hey, in order for you to be good at anything, you have to practice doing it over
Yeah, and,
and
and
over and over
certificate,
again.
like I say, it just drives me crazy when I just tell people about conferences and getting better and doing stuff to help you, not just in DJing but in business. Man, like I say, the first one I went to, it totally changed my thought process on the business of this. There's things that I've done that I'm just like, wow, I did that because I used this tactic that they taught me. Sales presentations. I mean, it's a lot of things, but when it comes to the skills of DJing, I it's just you need to know certain things and be able to do certain things. So I agree with you on that, but I
Yeah.
don't know how we regulate it or what we would do to actually, because then we'd probably just be giving out pieces of paper with nobody actually doing anything.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. Yeah. So
All right, circle
we,
back, circle back.
yeah, we watched the video. You shared a video with me today.
Man, that video
Yeah.
was so good by Nick
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
And what's Nick's last name?
Spagnola. I think it's Spagnelli. Spagnelli. Yeah,
Yes,
Nick
Spagnelli.
Spagnelli. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Nick Spagnelli. He posted this post. What should DJs wear at a wedding? And I just put
Mm,
this company polos, and he just
he went in. He went
he
in.
went in. And that's a good question. What should you wear at a wedding? Because I've heard stories of dudes falling up in the wedding with blue jeans on, t-shirt, baseball cap, got got I'm talking about overly upset when they told him to remove his hat. I'm just saying, just how dare you go in somebody's wedding looking like, you know,
Boo boo the fool.
yeah, looking like you just came out of a gang retreat or came from a gang retreat. Come on,
Man,
dude.
I'll give you a good one. Just happened recently. DJ showed up with a hoodie, blue jeans, and slides for a wedding. Nice upscale venue, and he rolled in there with a hoodie, blue jeans, and some slides.
So you telling me that that was his setup clothes, right? He was setting up.
No, sir. He went to work on the ones and twos with that on.
Wow, looking like he just got up to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and but the person who actually went to
Wow.
go see this said that he was actually pretty good. But again, that's effort, you know,
Yeah.
or
Well,
complacency.
yes. I'm just saying, and this is the flip side of that, Jeff. You can be a hell of a DJ, but from a business standpoint, you can be horrible.
Wreck,
Just like,
wreck. It's a train wreck.
yeah, just like you got some good DJs that are great when it comes from the business side of it, but they're horrible when it comes to the,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know,
and
and,
people got to learn that you got to put all four together. You got to have every aspect of together, business,
Mhm.
just little bitty simple things.
Oh yeah,
And I don't know if you put any more points in there, but he had some other great points
oh
too.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. He
like
has, yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually have them. I just didn't put them in there in some of his points, and I'll share some of those. He did say no t-shirts without
yeah, I
blazers.
mean, yeah, you wearing a blazer and you got a t-shirt on. Don't take that off because now you the muscle man. And he had some funny things in there talking about you got hairy arms and you got on a white t-shirt or a t-shirt and you running around at somebody's wedding. And he made some good points too, like if you have on a blazer or a jacket, don't take your jacket off unless the groom take it off. That's a little deep because it can be hot in the booth, nobody can see you. But I mean, it's good points. You just being respectful to the room because he said if the groom don't take his jacket off, you don't take your jacket off. And
Yeah.
these are just little things to think about that you never think about. And he talked about the proper shoes. He talked about, get you some shoes. Don't have your shoes on that look like they were ran over. He didn't say anything about tennis shoes. I know a lot of DJs are wearing J's and everything to wedding now. Hey, that's fine if that's your vibe, your style. But he was saying he didn't mention Crocs though. We he didn't say Crocs were okay to wear to a wedding, even if they dressy. But he said, nice shoes, no tennis shoes, no running in there with some Nikes on just because your feet hurt. Just do it on a professional level in everything you do. What was a couple other things? You remember anything else, Mike?
Well, he talked about how when you're dressed properly, how that puts you two steps ahead. And
Yeah.
and I just think it's beyond important to whatever type of event that you're working, you need to dress appropriate, and
Oh yeah.
you need to consider, you know, the event that you're DJing for, and what's the proper attire, and not be, one of those people where I'm gonna just do what I want to do. I'm the DJ. I can do whatever I want to do. That's not that's not correct. Nor will that help you to build your business. What you end up doing is doing a whole bunch of low budget events
Yep.
where that's okay. You can't roll up into somebody's wedding that's getting married at one of these nice venues or nice hotels and think you can come in there in shorts and flip flops
Mhm.
and
Yep.
a
You
white
can't.
beater.
You cannot do that, brother, and be respected. You cannot do that.
Yeah, and I just thought that was a really good video because he touched on some good points. He touched
I
on
mean,
people
even
coming in there with untailored suits, fat boy
yeah.
suits and
Oh
high-waist
man,
suits, overweight,
your suit looking
big
like
suits.
yeah, you just threw it on and it just came out of trash bag. You didn't. You looking like who done it and what for? And like you said, when you there, that's your first impression. Not only are you DJing for those people, but other people looking at you and they already judging you. Man, look at this sloppy guy right here. He can't DJ, man. He ain't no DJ. So your first that impression and how you look is super important, man. People, like I posted today or I sent to you and everybody I shared that video with. Everything matters. We don't think so, but everything matters. Like if your shoes look run over, it can take away from your whole outfit. If your head is jacked up and you don't look neat and crisp and clean, well, who is this scruggly muggly coming in here to do my wedding looking like he just got off a bottle of meth or just put down the meth pipe. It could be anything. And it's funny that people judge you like that, but it's just how it is, and that's just how you're gonna be judged. So you can't get mad because you don't present a top quality you.
Yeah, I'm saying that's just the way it is. We can't control how people think and how they feel, but when we're doing events that involve other people, we have to be considerate of that
Yep.
and
Mhm.
look the
Yep.
look. And it's such a reoccurring thing where people they get into professions, they do certain things, and they don't look the look. You
No.
know, and I just think that's you should have more respect for the industry and yourself.
Yep.
Look the look.
And you don't have to go as deep as some. Like me, I find out what my couple's colors are, and I try to coordinate my shirt, my suit, or my jacket to what my couple's wear. So if their colors are blue, I'm gonna try to put on a blue suit or have something blue in my. If it's green, I'm gonna try to have something green. If it's just a green tie, just so I fit in the room. If I know it's a cowboy kind of wedding, I might just throw on a vest. Heck, you might even see me pull out a bolo tie. But the thing is, I want to fit in. I mean, you want to stand out, but you want to fit in too, and you want to seem like you belong. You don't want to just look like Joe Bucket. Well, why is this guy got on some tennis shoes and whatever, and we all in here in black tuxes? So I have a thing in my questionnaires: tux, suit, casual, whatever you want to wear. And I try to dress the part because I want to fit in and I want to, oh, wow, this dude is neat, nice, dressed, and he's, okay, yeah, yeah, he's professional. And you hear that and you laugh at it, but that's really what you want to hear. I don't want you to say I'm unprofessional. We always
No,
we laugh about that word, but what would you say if somebody told you an unprofessional DJ? Your feelings would probably be hurt.
yeah, it matters, and when you look at it, you're auditioning for your next event.
Next
So,
event, next.
hmm so if you don't look the look, and then on top of that, you're not one of those that believe in practicing your craft and getting better. You
Mm-hmm.
got you got a double, triple, quadruple whammy.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you have this one. This was something that you shared with me, and I want to, you know, I'll read it for you.
Yeah,
How do
I can
you
read.
inform? Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You read it.
How do you inform clients tactfully that their request is outside the package selected, and an additional fee will apply?
Wow. What I like to do is when people present something to me, okay, you can have this, but I'm going to have to take something away. So I try to show value in what they are trying to discount. So say, well, I want 5 hours. Okay, well, I'm going to have to take away this because, well, I can only do this many hours because that's not what, I just find tactful ways to show value in what they're getting. So I don't just say, no, you can't have it. I tactfully say, okay, well, I can do that, but I'm going to have to take away something to give you what you want. I'm not just going to give you my time or give you a service and you don't pay for it. So how do you deal with it, Mike?
Well, the question for me to you is this something that's taking place before the event or during the event?
It's before, like when you're dealing with them, like when you're first sales. Say, you send them a quote, and they like, okay, I really want this. Can I have it for this price? Or is this in this package? Say I want 8 hours, but I want it in this price range. No, ma'am, that's just not where it's at. Just,
Well, I try to educate them first and foremost,
uh-huh.
and I strongly feel that in educating them, that alone uh, shows value in your service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when I have a situation like that, I explain to them what the package consists of and what it's
Mm-hmm.
going to take for me to do what they're asking. And I let them know that an additional fee will be assessed to that if they would like to have that service.
Yeah.
You know?
And you do it tactfully. You ain't got to be rude or no, that's not how. You can just say, hey, look, this is what we offer. This is what it is, and hey, that's what it's going to take to get that. I can do this, but I got to take away that. So if you want this, then it's going to be 4 hours, or I'm going to have to take away the uplights that you want. But I'm just going to tactfully, tell. And what's that? Is it also contractual agreement possible during consultation that they yeah, I mean, you gotta cover every base. That's why you gotta be a professional on every level, being business savvy and
Mhm.
going over everything, having stuff in your contracts, making sure it's in there so you don't get obligated to do something that you
Mhm.
know, you didn't. So that's why every aspect of this game needs to be on point. I'm sure in that class we just got through speaking to, she probably went over them with contracts. She hit on little bitty things with them about making sure you do this and all this stuff. So if she's telling them about writing a blog, she talked to them about contracts over those 12 weeks.
Yeah, and I would think so. And it's also like you said, you have to really touch on everything in your contract and be mindful of the questions that people may ask or services that they want. If it's an additional hour, you definitely shouldn't do a contract where you ask someone for, say, the start and end time, and they just put 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., and you never
Mm.
work around getting uh, the end time of the event, and you end up working from 7 to say 3 in the morning for $800.
Hey, and I had another situation that's come up a couple times with another DJ friend of mine, but we always catch it because we do right before the thing and go over everything, start in time. We go through the timeline. So he was having a problem where they were adding an hour somewhere, either on the end, the front, the back, and you get there or you find out about it, and he's not, he's trying to deal with it, but some of them were way too late and the planner knew about it, but the planner didn't even tell him about it. So everybody knew about it but the DJ. So most of the
Mhm.
time, I think they were adding on the end or somewhere, and I'm like, man, you have to address that, or you got to deal with that in your meetings. You can't just have it happening and you don't say anything. So,
What
like
did
you
he
say,
have
yeah,
in
you
his
gotta,
contract?
well, he had start times and end times, but they would say it's starting at 6 when it's supposed to start at 7, and he wouldn't see it until like the day of, and then you got to show up. And I'm like,
Did he have a signed contract?
yeah, but what I'm saying is, and another problem with the whole thing is, he's not as meticulous as we are with going over timeline and reviewing stuff in the end. He depends on planner's timeline instead of his timeline. So that's where you're getting got at. I don't think he's probably ever wrote a timeline. And then that you're getting killed when you do that. So they all write a timeline and everybody else know what's going on, but you don't have a clue. So it's so many things to this with being tactful and being professional with your stuff and review and make sure. And even before we have a meeting with people now, we have a form that sends out start time, end time, guest number, every little detail we need to know. Indoor, outdoor ceremony, 2 locations, 1 location, before we even get into it. And definitely because for DJ called us the other day, hey, this girl said this thing starts at such and such. But he was reception only, but she was thinking ceremony, and she said, "Oh, this starts at 2:30." But actually, he wasn't supposed to be there till 5 for the reception only. But she going over, got everything in there, so we quickly straightened it out. I said, "No, Fred, you're not doing it. That's her. So don't worry about that. You're good." But they pay attention, and they don't. Our DJs don't let anything slip because they always going through it and talking to everybody. So they don't slip, and we review because money is time is money, because if they slip by and nobody catches it or we don't catch it, then we still gonna compensate our DJs, but we done lost money because we don't want them to make the client mad on the spot of that night. And we'll tell them that they owe us, but half the time they probably felt like they didn't got away with it, or they didn't even think about it. Well, I just thought y'all would stay. Really?
Yeah.
So,
At least.
yeah, I know you've had some situations too where people thought you were going to be there for a little bit longer, some different things too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've dealt with it several times.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to the contract, and I'll let them know
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with staying, but it would be an additional fee in order for me
Yeah.
to stay from this time to that time. And then I asked them, well, what do you want to do? Do you want me to shut down, or you want me to continue?
Yeah.
And if they
And
say
I mean,
continue,
that's tactful because you're not being rude or nothing. You ain't just cut the music off and talking to them. You still letting it play. You came to them in a timely manner, or they came to you. And it's just, that's tactful, coopful ways to do anything. You just have to handle it in a professional way, and don't, make anybody mad or be doing nothing crazy, but just handle your business.
oh yeah, and and if I see it going in a certain direction,
Mm-hmm.
I'll get with them right away.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can see it going in the wrong direction where people may have a different time set in their head. And I've had
Mm-hmm.
it to where people are still partying, like we got another hour or so, and we have a little conference, and they
The
decide on
grand
what they
exit
want
is
to do.
in the grand exit is in 10 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you have those sometimes. Well, I thought we had you for another hour. No, ma'am. That's not what's on the piece of paper. If you need me to, we can pull it up. But no, that's not what's on the piece of paper. If you, like you said, if you want me to say, I'll be glad to work with you. We'll figure something out. But that's just not what we have on the piece of paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else you got in your bag of tricks over there for this evening?
So how do you feel about getting paid the day of an event?
Do you want me to have flashbacks or some go back to my young days?
Yeah,
Young
long as
days.
you don't have a wreck, fall out the car.
No, I'm not going. I'm sitting still. We're coming to you live from Irving in a church parking lot. But young days, dealing with sororities and fraternities. Okay, we'll pay you day of. We didn't make enough money on the door to pay you. That happened maybe once or twice. After that, I was like, I'm not even turning on nothing, showing up, putting nothing up until y'all pay my money. I don't care about what y'all gambling on, but you may not be able to pay nobody else, but I got to get paid. No, I just can't do it, man, because then you looking at them, they looking at you, you mad with them, and your performance might suck because you hadn't got your money. So I'm like, I don't want to deal with money on the day of an event. I don't want to talk about no money. We need to have all that squared away before we even get there. So I'm 30 days out. If you want to pay before the 30 days, that's even better. But no, none of this week of, day of, no, because you got enough going on without thinking about my money. But I'm gonna let you speak on it.
Well, I feel pretty much the same way, and I've been burned, on that, several times, in the younger years as well. And I
Hmm.
think I think it's a recipe for destruction in the sense
Yeah.
of, you know, you can be in a situation where people, like an example, we did a wedding once years back.
Hmm.
The wedding was beautiful. About a week or so later, we
Week
get
or so.
about a week or so later, we get an
Okay.
email from the bride and groom talking about how bad of a job we did and they want a refund. Mind you, mind you, they had so much fun that they gave us, I think, a $200 tip. But just think about being in a situation where you're doing an event and say the people have spent more money than what they wanted to spend, but they still owe you money.
Yes.
They can find a reason, and people have found reasons to not pay people. And I know
Oh yeah.
several people that have got burnt in those type of situations.
But and you can think about it like this. Okay, say everybody else is having a good time, but the person that pays you that owes you money, if you don't get paid, now if you're gonna do day of, you need to get your money before you hit play or before you even open the back doors of your car, your truck, or anything to go unload. That's
Hmm.
what I do. Okay, I'm not moving a piece of equipment until I get paid because you might forget, you might get drunk, and I think sometimes when people have to pay you after, they might just come up with reasons not to pay.
Hmm.
Oh, you did this or you didn't play this song. Any old flimsy reason, and here you are to perform the job and ain't got no money for it. So that is just a staunch negative heck to the no to the no from that song. Hell to the no. That you just I can't do that. I won't do it no more.
Yeah. What about the
I,
people that? What about the people that say they don't like doing that because they don't feel like they made no money that day?
they ain't make no money that day. That's not my problem.
Well, I'm saying
Oh,
some
you talking about people? Well, I mean,
DJ.
we have the. I'll give Gary great pleasure for this. My business partner. We have a system where we don't pay each other, or we don't get paid until after the event. So that way, the money is there, but we still feel like we're getting paid the day of the event. We don't pay. You don't get paid early because what if they cancel? What something happen, and we have to give a refund? Anything can happen. So we keep our money in pocket or in the bank account until after you do the event. Once you've done the event, you get paid. So you getting paid. So we don't have that. I don't feel like I'm getting paid thing where we're at. Now that's up to how other people do it, but no, we don't do it like that. How about you?
No, we get paid in advance. I don't, all
Well,
payments
I'm
are
talking about
due.
you pay. No, I'm saying, yeah, we get paid in advance, but I'm saying, do you pay yourself so you feel like you're getting paid the day of, or do you go ahead and, use the money even before the event?
It just depends, Jeff. I just think when your business is, if you're running your business and it's successful, there's always cash flow roaming through. So
Yeah, I mean, it is, but I'm just saying, but like you said, if you have people that feel like they want to get paid the day of and they're not getting any money
well,
and they working,
when I'm dealing with my other DJs like yourself, I pay them the day of after the event.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't pay them
So,
beforehand.
so I don't, yeah, because I felt that way too sometimes. Well, I felt like, dang, I already got paid for this, am I fired up to go do this? So I have to fire myself up. But now the way we do it is, I know that, hey, I'm gonna go do my job, get paid. And it could go either way, but I kind of like how he incorporated that into the business, our business part of it.
Yeah, and that's a great thing.
Yeah.
You're taking care of the business on the back end, so you don't have problems on the front end when it comes to payment for your
Yeah,
DJs as
because
well as yourself. So
and
that's a
I
good
know
thing.
there's cash. I know there's cash flow, but say if something happens, somebody die and they can't get married. Yeah, you're in situations where you can't. I'm not gonna give you a full refund. I'm gonna give you whatever. But if it's gone or you already spent it, I mean, I know we got steady cash flow, but if it's gone and you already spent it, now you got to dig into your personal money to pay somebody. So that's why I kind of love the way we do our system, as to where we don't do it until after the event, because it doesn't. You get paid after, so you ain't got to worry about it. We got the money there if we have to refund them, or if something happens, God forbid. So, like, say you got 3 weddings in one weekend, you done paid yourself all 3, and hell, we have a slack on and all of them canceled. Yeah, you can move them down the road later, but the money ain't there if something happens where you don't never get to hear them, or where the couple get killed, or say all 3 of them, God forbid, something happened to them. Then what do you do?
Yeah, yeah, and I agree.
So
Uh,
saving money is the motivator.
who
You saying money? No. I'm not saying that. I don't know, because I can't see tonight because I'm
Yeah,
on my phone. So
that's why I want to ask who said that. Put your name.
you're saying no? Money is not the motivator. It's just that when you do work, I think you want to feel like you're getting compensated for your work, and it also keeps you, not just as a motivator. It keeps you from spending money that isn't yours. It's not your money. So you spending it,
That's
it's not
smart.
yours until you've actually done the work. So why would you spend the money before you actually do the work?
Yeah.
But everybody do it their own way. Like I said, I love it the way it is. So if we got to refund somebody, something happens, something crazy, hey, the money is there. Here you go. Here's your money back. Thank you. God bless you, whatever. But if you spending all your money and you ain't got no money, what you gonna do if something happens? You run into a big, But it depends on your company, how much work you do, how much money, all that stuff. There's a whole bunch of factors that go into it.
And also, a lot of us experience uh, COVID in regards to our businesses. I know from a DJ standpoint, there was a lot of us had events that were booked, and we had to deal with clients about their retainers or deposits, whichever word you choose to use.
Retainer.
And, you know, and you had people that were trying to get that retainer or deposit back, and and that was a big issue for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, it was. So the way we got around it, and the way we still get around it, is we give you up to 18 months to have your event. We're not giving you your money back. You can move it. Now, if you decide you're not going to get married, that's not our fault. And we have a whole bunch of clauses in our contract that that cover us unless somebody really wants to fight. If you want to fight, then we'll just have to figure out something. But we have a lot of little things that cover us that say this, that, and the other. We're not going to give it back to you unless something happens. It's not our fault you decide not to get married, or you cancel, or you don't, whatever the case may be. So we have, and I had 2 lawyers come on during COVID to talk to us, and they would even look at your contract and write your COVID contract for you. And I hope a lot of people took advantage of it, because we had one, he called himself the wedding industry lawyer out of Georgia. He came on the show and talked to everybody. I did a live stream with him. I had another lawyer right here locally in Dallas come on and do a show. And she said if you send her your contract, she would write in your COVID clauses for you. So believe me, I sent her our contract. So if you didn't get taken care of or didn't do that, that was on you. But we had somebody who was a lawyer, freely taking looks at everybody's contract and writing them for them. So again, networking, coming out to things, doing stuff, taking advantage. Because everything we do as far as crosstalk, 2 DJs and a mic, is to better the industry as a whole. And we're not just doing it for our health. We're doing it to try to help you guys do things that are more, better for you. So, do we have any other questions out there? Anybody else got anything they want to throw at us? Mike, you got anything else on your mind?
No, I'm pretty much. I think we've pretty much covered everything. I just back to our initial some of our initial questions. You know,
Hmm.
if you're going to be in a profession, put in the work to be proficient and be good at that. You know,
Yeah,
uh, do the work. Because it's criminal to get paid for something that you're not doing for people, and it's even
yeah,
more criminal to allude to the fact that you can when you can't, and we
yeah.
shouldn't do that.
And just like I told them in the class tonight that we spoke to, when somebody promises something, don't let them promise something that you haven't seen them do before. Don't let them say, I'm going to do dancing on the clouds, or I'm getting ready to buy a photo booth, so I'm going to sell this, and you sell it to your bride, and they don't have it yet. Because now you're selling wolf tickets, and they don't even, you might not ever get it. They might not ever figure out how to do clouds. They may never buy a cloud machine. Anything can happen between then. I know there's other people that could probably cover it for you, but don't sell anything you don't already have to me. Make sure whatever you promise somebody, you have already delivered or can deliver. There's going to be a first time for everything, but you can practice doing clouds at home. You can set your photo booth up and take pictures at home. So, and, co-sparks, whatever it is, just if, if you, and to me, don't just listen to us or people right here locally. Go listen to people from all over the country and get some education and see some different things and get some more knowledge poured into you. I by no means know everything. I by no means have all the answers. Mike doesn't have all the answers. We're just going by what we've learned and what we've seen over the years. There's people out there with far more knowledge and experience and things they can tell you business wise, website wise, all kind of stuff to make you better and help you build multi ops, contracts, blogs, whatever you want to do, better MC, whatever it is in the industry that you want to get better at. There's people out there to do it. They have mixing seminars, they have beat matching seminars, they have scratch seminars at some of these things. They have from the basic record box, Serato is there. If you want to learn more about your system, they can tell you. Those are the people that know, because some of them, I mean, when they first came out with the DJs 1000, the actual engineers that created record box were there to talk about it. The engineers that created the lighting software that hooks the record box were there at Mobile Beat, and I could walk up to them and talk to them about the system that they created. So you never know who's going to be there and what you can get poured into. So seek education, man. Learn to be better at this. Don't whatever you need to do to get better. If you want to be a true professional and you want this to be your job, seek continuing education, and not just in what me and some things we talking about, just learning to put two beats together and running a better business, being a better business person, having better mic skills, learning tricks about doing the room, learning games, learning other ways to make money, being better karaoke host. Anything in the industry that you can do to make it better. Anything you can do to be a better DJ, a better performer, whatever it is you need to do to get better. So,
Yeah.
all right, Mike, I'm getting off my soapbox.
No, I agree with you, brother. I'm not gonna go into it. I agree with you. Whatever you
Yeah,
can do, hey, do it. Just put in the work.
yeah, put in the
Every
work.
every everybody,
You'll definitely get the rewards, man. You'll definitely reap the rewards if you put in the work.
yeah, yep, and anybody out there that you may look up to that's successful, I guarantee you won't find them not putting in the work.
No, no.
Yeah,
Well, the people that I mean, I'm sure there's people that are very successful that I probably never met. But, you know, all the people that are doing big things and have big companies or famous DJs or whatever, they have these seminars and they're like touchable. You can go up and talk to them. Like if Jazzy come around, they may not let you just have full access. But Jazzy, I've never been there when he was there, but he might just walk around among the commoneers and talk to people. you can meet people like Joe Bun. I'm sure people have heard of Joe Bun, Woo Pig, Michael Walters, just all these guys, Bill Herman, just all these big time, I would say successful DJs. You can actually walk up and talk to them, and they will pour into you and share secrets. And there's nothing, all egos, all salaries, all that stuff is left at the door. But if you don't seek to get better, how can you get better, and how can you improve the industry and make it better than how you found?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so all I'm trying to do is make it better, one DJ at a time. If you call me and ask me, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help you. If you want to know, I don't know, my secret pin code to doing something. If it's gonna help you make a better DJ, I'm gonna give it to you. If you want to know a mix, hey, here's the whole list of what I played that night. There's no secrets. I'm not taping up my records and covering up the song and saying, I don't know where I got it from. You got to go find it for yourself. I'm just not doing that. We had to deal with that. We had to deal with that, Mike. Well, what is that, man? I can't tell you that. You're going to have to find it. Okay, bro.
Yeah.
But, that's crazy. I still can't spin it like you. I'm not you. I can't take what you do, your introduction, and do your introduction, because that's you. I have to create my own niche in the game.
Yep.
Yep. So, just authenticity, man, to create, coming up with something that makes you uniquely different. I look at different people around here, like Gabe with Go DJ Go Elevated Events. Man, he does uniquely different stuff with the crazy pictures, the hats, and his posts. I mean, there's so many guys doing great stuff. I see Aaron with some good posts, like him with one of his DJs learning, doing something and getting the crowd reaction live on camera, or, however he was doing it. But that's him in there putting in the work, working with his DJ to make him better. Just doing different things, great posts, good comments, sharing knowledge, and, pouring back into the industry. I'll call you and ask you about something. Man, I don't know where I got that from. Don't be like that, my wife, how do you take all these phone calls? And I think I was at home a few weeks ago and the phone was ringing. DJs called me about 360, photo booth, DJ and stuff. What do I do about this? My mom said, how do you get any time to do anything with all these people calling you? I said, because I put myself out there as somebody that's willing to help any and everybody that will ask me. It's not that, if you call me and ask me, I'm going to try to help you. I have guys from out of town call me, everywhere. How can what can I do? Okay, I don't know, but let's talk about it and see if we can come up with some idea to make it better for you, or what you can do to make yourself better in the industry. And then, why are you calling me? Couldn't you call such and such in your neighborhood? Because he's a lot bigger than me, but Jeff, I like what you're doing. Thanks, man. And then I'm going to give a quick shout out to Chris, because he called me yesterday. This is unwarranted, nothing. I mean, and people notice when you're doing good stuff. He said, man, I love how your staff, because Mike and him did a prom for us the other night. We had 3 people there working 2 photo booths. Mike DJing, Chris assisted Mike. He said, man, the whole thing was professional. Everybody was dressed nice. The people set up the photo booth. They told them they had to move. They didn't argue, say anything. They just moved it, accommodated the kids, and made it happen. And he said, they didn't call you and complain. They didn't say nothing. They just made it happen. I say, that's because we tell everybody, if you got a problem, let us take care of it Monday. But while you there, do the best to make sure everything goes smooth. And I mean, it's just being professional, man. But again, I'm gonna get off of it. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I am standing on it, so I'm gonna get off of it. And but I want to thank Chris for that, man, because he didn't have to call me. He didn't have to say he liked what we're doing. He didn't have to say, nothing. He could have just, whatever. But he reached out and said, man, I just want to tell you, I love the way y'all do things and how professional everybody is that works for AEG. And I was like, man, thanks. And he said, hey, if you ever need somebody, put me on. So, so I said, hey, man, if I find something or I need something, I'll be glad to put you on. So.
That's a good thing, bro.
Yeah. And somebody said you 2 guys are the real deal. I'm not sure who made that comment, but thank you. Man, like I said, I got a big old jar, I got a big old coffee cup, and I'm just trying to pour back in, man. And it's up to you to receive it. You can either close your lid, or you can take it and do something with it, or ask about it, and just do something. And if the more you pour into other people, the more they're going to pour back into you and help you and be willing to help you and do things too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, as always, man, we really enjoy you guys. We thank you guys for jumping on with us every week. Kim C made that comment. We appreciate that, Kim C.
Thank you, Kim. And oh man, Mike, I got to tell you this. Kim called me with a story. I hope she don't mind me sharing this, but Kim was inspired by a DJ while she was in college to start DJing, and she said she thought she remembered him being a DJ, but she went back for a reunion a couple weeks ago, and the first night he had his protege play, and all he did was play, stop, play. Let me read Kim's comments. She might not want me to go no further. Oh, she's over there crying. But she said, okay, I'm gonna give it the next night. Maybe this is just his young guy. And she went back and she said, Jeff, I could have swore I remember him being a DJ. She said he didn't mix one song all night, Mike, and it was just hard to watch the dance floor as nobody, they would come on, he'd have a hot track, and just, so I was like, Kim, I said, it was funny because she said, Jeff, maybe I just told myself a lie and thought that he was because I wanted him to. But she called me the other day. She said, I got to tell you this story about the person that inspired me to be a DJ. And that made me think back to some of mine about maybe if I go back and listen to some of mine, would they be something that I thought they were that they weren't. But I listened to the radio and I recorded tapes, so I know these guys. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite DJs that I listened to was Manny Fresh's dad. I would put my radio in the window and listen to Whale 105 out of New Orleans. And at the time, I didn't know that was Manny Fresh's dad. Well, he probably wasn't even created at the time, but he DJed at this club from like 10 at night to 2 in the morning. I would put a cassette in there and record it and listen to it. And I know he put it in the mix because I remember those days, man. But I can understand Kim. I hope it didn't break her spirit. She's still in there fighting, but she was hurt. She said her feelings was hurt, Mike, by that, by what happened. Oh, you put it up, but yeah, man. So, but don't let that stop you, Kim. Keep going on, baby. Keep trucking on. Maybe he was just lazy that night. Who knows? Maybe he was lazy. Maybe he didn't feel like maybe he went back to the old school and he just said, okay, I'm just gonna play like this for the night. But yeah, man, don't be crushed if your idol doesn't live up to what you thought they were. If you go see him perform live. Yeah. But we got about 2 minutes left. Anybody got any questions? Anything you want to bring up? Anything you want us to jump into real fast? Anything you got going on? Anything at all? Money questions, equipment questions. Should I buy white speakers? Yes. Should I get line arrays? Yes. What else, Mike? What else can you think of?
Well, hey, you answered it.
Man.
You make it suggestions, you answer.
Should I go to DJ conferences? Yes. I'm just kidding, man. Just trying to think of some stuff as we finish up these last 2 minutes. But we really would love to have somebody in the group come on the show, chit chat with us, kick it with us. We asked before, but nobody said they would or wanted to, so we can't make y'all come on. But man, we're not going to embarrass nobody or talk crazy. We just want people to. Yes, you should dress to impress. Yes, you sure in the hell should. Y'all gonna make me lose my deaconship asking crazy questions. I still blame Mike's church coming soon. What is that? Who is that blaming you, Mike? Who is that blaming you, Mike?
Is that L Boogie? We can't see your name.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Hey, man, we can't help it if you catch the fever. Should I go out and buy some Rain 12, MK12? No, you shouldn't, because I have not done it, so you should have did it. But, man, it's always good to have a good show. But, again, we invite anybody who would like to come on the show, kick it with us, drop topics, talk about anything. Come on the show. But we have a guest next week. A DJ from New York heard about what we was doing. He reached out. So he want, as long as everything works out, he's going to be on the show with us next week. And then the week after that, I will be doing the show from somewhere in New York in 2 weeks because I'm going to New York with my wife on a conference trip. So I will be in a hotel or somewhere doing the show live from Madison Square.
Yeah.
I mean, downtown Manhattan somewhere. So can't wait for that. And then we got another exciting place coming up in June where I'll be doing the show from. So, it'll be 7 in the morning wherever I am when it's 7 here. So just know it's somewhere far, far away. But, man, I think you need to hit the theme music. I'm going to go and make my way on down this dusty trail. We done already had Irving's finest roll through the parking lot. And JP don't need to get hemmed up.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. We don't
want nobody. I don't want to be spread eagle on the ground because I'm sitting here trying to do a podcast and I didn't do nothing. And I don't. I'm too young to go out. So I don't need y'all to witness, or at least it'll be on tape. Y'all will know what happened because I ain't turning the show off if they come to get me. But yeah, he rolled around and drove around the car. So I don't want y'all pray for. He ain't out here nowhere, so I'm good. But, man, it was another great show. I enjoyed it. I hope y'all got something out of it. Remember, dress to impress. Get those clothes tailored. If you show up in a polo, make sure you change it to something appropriate. And if you keep on your polo, put a jacket over it. Just make, as I tell everybody, or I do, I'll dress the competition, man. DJ Hollywood. Who's DJ Hollywood? DJ Hollywood. What's up, DJ Hollywood? Thanks to everybody who jumped on. Mike, you know DJ Hollywood?
Not for certain.
Yeah. Where you from, DJ Hollywood? I did, tell us who you are real quick before I have to get out of this parking lot, before I see them lights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know who that is. What's up, Joseph? Yeah. I had dinner. They treated me to dinner. Him and another DJ. Oh, Lord, that's horrible. Him and another DJ up in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Man, what's up, Little Rock? What's up? I'm telling you, bro, we got some great guys, man. Those guys are wonderful. They're doing some big things up there, too, man. And they have not as big as unit as we do, but they all work together and share stuff. And, man, it's just amazing. Those guys are like we are in the group, but they do it as a community of DJs working together and doing good stuff. And they have a show that I try to hop on every time I get a chance and come in and listen to those guys talk about stuff in the industry too. And you need to let me know when you and what's his name can come on the show, man. I'd love to have y'all chop it up with me and Mike. So I told him, he called me from like yesterday because I commented on one of his posts and he was like, man, thanks for the comment. And, just shouting him out and saying he was doing a good job. And that was a beautiful prom they all did the other night. So, and then he's like, man, you got to tell me where you got that facade from and them white speakers, brother. I said, I told him, but yeah, they doing some good stuff up there in Little Rock, man. Good group of guys. Like I say, I went up there. They told me to put my wallet up. They took me out to eat. They showed me around their city. And they were really, really great guys, man. So I want to get them on the show. But Mike, hit the theme song, man. It's time for Batman to get on out of here, brother. Batman got to go. Y'all trying to get me hemmed up. And if I turn the lights off,